Hi, this is Lauren.
Jeff.
And Joe, and you are listening to Smut and Sass. In this podcast, we discuss books and will likely go on sassy tangents. Give our own hot takes and opinions on all the smutty books you know and love or have been on your TBR but you've been putting off.
If you missed it, we're following along Joe's journey as she reads through ACOTAR for the first time. So let's jump in.
Okay.
Yeah, we
I feel like we kind of glossed over the first task.
because I wasn't ready because I had stopped at 34 and I was like, wait, time out, people. I need my notes. So 35 would be the next one, which is after Farrah gets the she gets the shit beat out of her. Right? And then yes, the riddle. Yeah, and she has to do 3 tasks, one each month on the full moon. We talked about that.
We did not discuss the
we
second
didn't really
task.
discuss, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so just to recap, the first task, the fucking Alaskan bullworm from SpongeBob, straight from Bikini Bottom, in this fucking trench maze of mud and worm shit. And human, and I'm guessing human and other creature bones.
Yeah.
That she then uses to her advantage to set a trap for the Alaskan bullworm to basically stab itself to death while fucking herself up enormously in the process.
Yeah.
Like Bone is sticking through this bitch's arm and she's just like,
oh shit.
'Tis a flesh wound. Like,
yeah, no, it's worse than that.
Like, not only that, but like she's also completely covered in shit because she was hiding her scent from the worm. So it's like, oh yeah, she's just made herself blind because the worm functions on fucking scent because it's got no eyes. It's legally blind in my right eye.
Yeah, she went into full like hunter mode. Like she took on like, I know what I need to do with this. Like, which I feel like Amarantha didn't really like. I don't think does she know that she's like a hunter? Yeah, she like didn't know because I feel like she wouldn't have done that because she was like, all right. And then I like at the end, I have it written. I took a few running stops and I hurled the bone at her and she like splattered her like dress and stuff after she
finished. It's like she just makes eye contact and she's like, fuck you, you stupid bitch. Which like fucking valid. Me and like Lucian intervened a little bit, like to your left. So like we got Lucian being a real friend.
But then he gets like punished for that, right?
Yes.
Right?
So punished with 20 lashes given to
from
him
Tamlin. Yeah.
Tamlin.
That's hardcore. But yeah, she doesn't even realize that her like bone is protruding and she like goes back to her dungeon cell. And
while
like
she's covered in shit.
Coming.
So like
nobody's coming. And then Reese comes and I have a little note that says, I bet you'll be spitting on Death's face when she comes to claim you too, because she's like, go away. And like, you know, he's like, this is it. When I walk out the door, like, we're not gonna do this. And then they make the bargain, and we had talked about this a little bit where it's like, he's like 2 weeks every month, and she's like, 1 week, you know, they're like bartering back and forth, like how many weeks she's gonna spend in the night court. So they like settle on 1 week. So that was like after the first task. That was what, 37, 38. We get the whole like what happens in 38? I have fair darling like in quotations where I'm like, oh, swoon, because that's like a you know,
a recurring theme.
Yeah, and we like learn that it's like Amarantha plays her games and Reese is like playing his, you know, he has his own like agenda. And then we see that he has wings. I have like that written down where she says it's horrific, stunning, the face of 1,000 nightmares and dreams. Like, you know, she just like when she describes him, he just sounds like he's just this like dark presence that I love. Or is that after the second trial? or is that? So she's getting like real like, and she like can't wait to drink the fairy wine because she's just like, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how would you feel? You're under a mountain. There's no sunlight. There's no fresh air. You're kept in a cell all day. You're sent to do these fucked up chores that
Yeah.
are, you know, fucking
Pick
built
stuff
up
out of the
against you.
fireplace. Yeah.
Yeah, taking lentils out of the ash in a fireplace, cleaning a marble floor with dirty water so it only gets dirtier. And that's when we see Lucian's mom come into play. Because she's like, blah, 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 my debt
She
is paid
gave
because she gave her name in place of to
like
protect
solution
Lucian.
wouldn't get hurt.
Yeah, and so she gives her the magical clean water and helps her get the floor clean.
Yeah, and then Rhys does a little more like she doesn't know it's his room that she's cleaning like the fireplace, and he comes in and she asks him some questions, and then he ends up like snapping his fingers, and she's all clean, and then he tells the like whoever it is that comes like stop giving her like these stupid chores and like nobody touch her, like ordering them like not to like mess with her anymore. But yeah, I have a little quote like she says a permanent darkness settled over me, like she's just like she's getting depressed, like she says she doesn't see color anymore, she's just like she's deep in the feels right now.
She's basically just getting drunk every night to lose herself because everything fucking sucks. She thinks she's gonna die, and like that's some sad fucking shit.
And then I do have at the end of it was like 4041, excuse me, that the two like I don't know, the two like fairies that help Rhys, they were walking with Farah, and somebody was coming, so they like hid in the shadows, and it was somebody saying that the king's not happy with Amarantha because she made this bargain, and she's like completely like ignoring the king, which I had like a note from before from chapter 35 that when she killed and tortured Jurian, which is the guy that's in her ring, she refused the King of Hybern's aid and cost him armies in the war. So it's like, how is this guy like letting her do whatever she wants over here?
And I don't think he's letting her do anything. She's basically gone rogue.
Yeah. But it sounds like, and then Farah hears like the king's like done. He's coming to like take over the lands, So Farah's kind of like, oh shit, like this isn't just Amarantha. This is like somebody above her that's trying to, come take over all the human lands too. So that was what. And then 42, Tamlin and Farah sneak off. We get a little. Finally, we haven't had any Tamlin. Like he hasn't even had any reactions the whole time.
Wait.
What
you
I missed?
You skipped over the second task.
Okay. Back up.
Pause.
She can't read. Bitch
Rewind.
Can't read. Bitch can't read, okay? And that's like...
The bitch can't read. That's right. And that was a major problem.
Sorry, I have my small notes from last night, but I didn't go back in.
No, it's okay. So now we're in the second task where Lucian is once again the fucking
poor
victim.
Guy. Poor guy.
He just keeps getting picked on.
It's like, pull the lever! It's like, pull the lever, Gronk! Wrong lever! That's exactly what I was thinking when I was reading. Sorry.
I can't read.
She's just like, oh shit. And then we find out she like goes to pull the lever and her hand's burning because the tattoo from the bargain from Rhys, he's like saying, no, that's not the one, because he knows that she can't read.
He's screaming through the tattoo. Wrong lever.
Yeah, wrong lever. Yeah, so it's like I can imagine it's like right at the end, like she literally waits till the last second, to pull the right lever.
And like she's talking about, she's like, it's hot as fuck because not only are these metal spikes coming down from the ceiling, but they're literally like hot as fuck. So she's sweating, she's panicked, Lucian's screaming on the other side of this fucking gate, and just all hell is breaking loose, all because she can't fucking read.
And I feel like she's smart and like common sense smart, in a way, like not so much liberal smarts, but it's like if your hands burn, like just pull the lever. What? But yeah, that was like.
And then she's like hesitating too. It's like she realizes, okay, it hurts when I go to pull this one.
Yeah.
It hurts when I go to pull this one. It doesn't hurt when I go to pull this one, but I want to pull this one.
Yeah, and I guess that's when she first figures out that, there's like a connection between them. Yeah. So she, beats that trial, but she really she's like, I really cheated and went in the second trial. Yeah, and then she feels
guilty for cheating. Ma'am, why?
Yeah.
why
she doesn't have to know.
For winning.
Yeah. She doesn't have to know that you can't read, like only Tamlin and I guess Rhys and Lucia are the only people that know she cannot read, right? Like, I don't think anybody else in that.
Yeah.
Nobody else knows. And they won't know, That's literally the only people that know.
Because who goes around saying, oh, I can't read?
Yeah. Yeah, nobody.
It's not something you're going to advertise.
Yeah. So she wins the second trial. And then we go to what I was saying. Yeah. I was like, I had second trial written down, and then I was just like,
yeah, we don't need to talk about that. It's fine.
Yeah. I didn't get to go back and do my notes on top of my notes. So, but then we finally get where Tamlin, like, is like, he like walks up next to her and like brushes his hand against her hand and was like, like, come on.
Now, mind you, this is also the night before the final task.
Is that like it? We went to that already, yeah.
Yeah, so it's the night before the final task. Like, shit's about to go down the next day. More than likely, she's gonna fucking die. And now, of all times, you want to try to fuck her in the hallway? My dude?
And
you've ignored her for 3 months.
Luckily, our shadow daddy finds them. He doesn't come from the door. He comes from the shadows and is like, bro, like, can you, like, if she would have found you guys instead of me, and then, and then he goes away, and Farrah's like, he just listens to Rhys and, like, buttons up, and leaves, and then he's like, then Rhys hears Amarantha coming, and then, like, kisses Farrah. So I guess that's their first kiss. Though, it's not very exciting, but yeah. And then Rhys is like, bro, literally, if she would have found you, like, what are you doing? This isn't smart, And then, they have to pretend like, they were like making out behind and all her paint's all messed up and stuff. And then he's like, okay, you're dismissed. He has to make her seem like the, pathetic human that he's like, using. So that was like a whole thing. And I think she went back kind of like, she's confused.
Yeah, then he gave her the night off. And was that also the night where he like gave her the music?
Yeah, because that was him, right?
Like, yeah, that was him. That's him. Like, they never say it outright, but it's him. He's doing it. I feel like it has to,
because she like, he can feel, whatever, knows that she is like depressed. Like, she's just like,
she's fucking done. She's done with everything. She like, doesn't care anymore. And that's when he gives her that music and that light. Even though it's not like it's all in her head, but like it gives her that little bit of relief.
Yeah, and then I don't know where that is till we find out that Rhys's father kills Tamlin's. Like, we found out that he killed Tamlin's father and brothers, so it's like, ooh, there's like, some beef there. Revenge stuff. And then we get into like the final task. where I do have a quote, their world rests on my shoulders. Like she feels like everybody like is relying on her now to win this third
before we
task.
get into all of that,
yeah,
like up to this point, Joe, where are you? Like, I need to hear your thoughts on everything that's happened to this point.
yeah.
Like, we're not even in the last task yet. Speak to me. I need to know.
Speak to me. Yeah, the
I know
second
there's
half
got to
of
be
the
a lot
book.
of them.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Well, yeah. Mm-hmm. Throat punch. That's their fun. Yeah, he's like a swaggering, asshole. Don't.
But we do
Yeah.
have to point out and keep in mind that yes, he was dressing her scantily. Yes, he was covering her in paint.
Mm-hmm.
But in doing all that, he did it to make sure that no one else was touching her. He never
Mm-hmm.
touched her below the waist or above the
Yeah.
waist. He was, though it was dickish, seemingly
Mm-hmm.
sketchy behavior, it was all done respectfully,
And she
in
comes to
theory.
realize that, yeah, that like he's trying to, yeah. You're like, mm-hmm. And no reaction. Yeah. Yeah, and Farah keeps looking at him, like waiting for some kind of reaction.
Like,
Yeah.
he doesn't even widen his eyes at her. Like, nothing.
Nothing. We get nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like, seriously, my dude?
And I don't know if that's because he's under some like, I don't know. Like, they don't really. No. Yeah. Oh,
Any type of reaction is going to cause her to do or to do more.
such a tampon. Ooh. So yeah, we get to the final task, which is pretty like heart-wrenching. The final task. Joe. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Yeah, it really destroyed Farah having to kill these
And
people.
and like
Right. right, now she cares, she knows what's at stake here. Oh.
And the fact that she took the hoods off.
Yeah, like, that was...
So she had to look them in the face while she did it.
Yeah, and, like, the first guy was like, oh. Mm. Yeah, she really did, like, run it down, like, in a paragraph, was like, wait, they're all trying to tell me something, but they can't, And,
And that's where
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where like the magic of Sarah's writing really comes in, and how she ties all the little clues that she leaves throughout her books together and brings it into this magical little moment of, oh fuck, he actually has a heart made of stone.
Yeah, like, literally.
Oh no.
Literally.
Widowy.
I was gonna say widowy. But it, like, crushed Farah. This crushed her. Like,
oh yeah,
she's like, I will forever remember, like, the second person she had to stab. She was like, I will remember this person. And then the first one was like, please don't. And she was like, to kill these 3 people is like saving. When I get to the big, it's like Tamlin is the third person, you said that's the stone.
Mm-hmm.
And then she solves the riddle. Also.
Yeah, right then and there. Well, no, she tells him she loves him and gets his heart real again, which then gives him the ability to heal and breaks the spell originally. But while she's being thrown around, she answers the riddle.
Yeah, so she stabs Tamlin. He doesn't die. Amarantha's pissed because she actually stabbed him and he didn't die.
Like, oh.
But then she's like, oh, but I didn't say it would be immediate that I would lift the curse. So the master's still on. Everybody's fucking pissed, calling her a fucking liar. Because she is a big fat liar, because I ain't calling you a truther. And she's like, oh, well, I didn't say when I let them go.
Wording, like, Alice was like, you have to be, like, everything has to be precise in what you mean when you're making, like, an agreement bargain, because it can all be, like, skewed differently. So everybody's like, what the... everybody's like, she won, like, what? Everybody's like...
And then she finally figures out the goddamn riddle.
Which I feel like she should have earlier on.
And, and, like, in the process, though, like, while she's figuring out the riddle, like, was that when Rhys got involved? Because he got pissed off, because everybody was pissed that she didn't lift the curse. So then Tamlin still isn't fully healed from his stab wound because it was an ash dagger. And so Rhys tries to get involved because,
Yeah, so the end... So, she's like, it's love, and then Tamlin's eyes went wide before something forever cracked in my spine.
So
then she like sees through Rhys.
Yeah.
So
she solves the riddle, and then Amaranth breaks her back. Essentially.
And then Tamlin's like freed and goes like ape shit on Amarantha and is like, you're gonna die now.
And they're fighting.
And stabs her through the face,
like
to
into
the
wall,
and ripped her throat out.
Yeah, like I think it's deserved, but then like Farah's like, dead. Seeing herself through Rhys, his eyes, and she's like, oh shit, like what's going on? And then Tamlin like grabs her, and then they all the High Lords give a piece of. Like, what magic?
Because the whole timeline, just so that this is clear, the whole timeline is Amarantha is like, nah, I'm not lifting the curse, and starts beating the fuck out of Farah.
Oh yeah.
Then Rhys gets involved, trying to intervene.
That's right.
Then Farah figures out the riddle. Then Tamlin loses his fucking mind.
Shit. Yeah.
And then she figures out the riddle. Amarantha snaps her neck and kills her. Tamlin loses his mind, stabs her through the face, attached to the wall below Claire Better's body, and then rips her throat out.
And then
Farah's watching all of that
through Rhys's eyes.
Point of view.
And all the High Lords join each approach her body because, and what they say, for what they gave, we're giving
she,
something
like,
back.
sacrificed,
She sacrificed her life, broke the curse,
for them,
and got everybody free. So they're bestowing whatever power they've gotten back to essentially bring her back to life.
Yeah, like, for what she, like, Rhys says, for what she gave, will bestow what our predecessors have granted to few before.
Yes.
And then he says, this makes us even, like, him and Tamlin, I guess, like, and then Tamlin's like, I love you, and then she, like, wakes up and is still, like, about the people she killed, like, she cannot get over it.
Because she says, everything about me, I'm paraphrasing here, but everything about me is a high fae except for my heart. My heart is still human.
Yeah, like yeah. Which, going forward, is very, like, you know, that's.
And
like,
Rhys says, don't forget that. You can feel more than what others can. Or something along those lines.
Yeah, and then, like, you know, Tamlin wants to talk about, because they, like, you know, everybody's, like, scrambling, trying to figure out what to do now that, you know, Amaranth is gone.
Is dead. What do we do?
Well, a lot of them just said, fuck this
and
shit,
left.
and hopped tubed right out of that fucking mountain.
They were like,
I don't blame them.
Yeah. But, like, Farrah doesn't want to talk about it right now. Like, she's just like, I don't want to talk about it. And then, you know.
Well, yeah, that was 3 months of fucking trauma.
Like, yeah. And then we get, like, a little bit of, you know, Rhys, I guess, through the bond, wakes her up when she's, like, asleep. And that's, like, the last scene we get. Well, not the last scene.
Not the last scene, but yeah.
The last with him, you know, he's just like, you know, how does it feel to be high fae? And then about the heart, you know, and then he says, you know, don't forget that. And then we get, like, a very shocking
interesting
thing right there when she says, his eyes lock on mine, wide and wild, and his nostrils flare. Shock, pure shock, flashed across his features at whatever he saw on my face, and he stumbled back a step. Actually stumbled. What is... I began. He disappeared, simply disappeared. This is, like, a huge thing. I can't say notes about it because I don't want to ruin anything, but this is, like... You don't... This is, like, a huge moment that comes back down the road.
Okay.
So keep that
in the next book, right? Yeah, we get that in the next book.
Yeah, we do. Towards, like...
It's like halfway through.
Oh, yeah. Like, literally, I'm gonna go and read the next book when we're done. Because I cannot wait.
As soon as we're done, I'm just picking up the Kindle. Like, that's it.
Joe, what did you think? What do you think? You said you wanted to throw your Kindle this afternoon.
It was during, like, the trials and the fight and all this stuff. That's where I wanted to chuck my Kindle across my room, because I'm like, it's frustrating. You waited this long to give an answer we knew 3 months ago. That everybody and their mom knew 3 months ago.
And I feel like she said it, like, she stopped thinking about the riddle.
Right.
Because she was getting drunk every night. And I don't know if that's, like, Rhys, like, just, you know, whatever game he was playing at, but I feel like she's I feel like she would have figured it out.
She's smart, but she doesn't give herself any of the credit because she's been told her whole life she's illiterate and ignorant, and she's only good for, like, 4 or 5 things.
Yeah. Like, low class, you know, she doesn't know she doesn't know anything.
Just the sheer, it's not audacity that I'm looking at, but it's just the, well, it is audacity, at least on Rhys's part. But, like...
He has his own reasons, you know, which...
And I get it, but it's like, dude, why? I mean, I get why, but, like, why? Couldn't you just been somewhat normal for 5 seconds? But absolutely
like,
not.
Why did he give the wrong name when he knew that was not, you know... I'm pretty sure he probably knew her name somehow, because he reads mine. Like, he had to have known her name when she gave the wrong name. There's, like, things where it's like, what is he doing? Because and she said it, like, he's been looking out from before, like, I even got here. Like, when he went, and then they got Claire, and, you know.
He's always been looking out for Farah.
Her, yep. But I'm very excited to get into book 2.
Oh, I know. But
So,
I want your overall opinion of book 1 here. Your overall opinion of ACOTAR. How we feeling, Joe?
I like it now that it's kind of picked up a bit.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have had the same pace as the beginning of the book, I probably would have never finished the book. Because like I said, the first 10 chapters made me want to rip my hair out.
Yeah.
Fair.
Which is
and
unfortunate.
I get they have to set up everything, and you've got to have the background, and you've got to have your characters, and you have to have I get it.
Yeah.
It was just very...
It's slow.
Dry writing from her at the beginning because it's all background information.
Mm-hmm. She's very world, but like she built like every
and
series.
It's great.
Is like
she
that,
did.
Where
It built wonderfully, and it worked out. And I liked the book by the end of it. But them first few chapters were rough, at least for me.
I think once Tamlin sends her away, and like we start
at that point, I'm like, look here, dude, and was mad for the rest of the book.
Somewhere, you know.
And I think that's just very Sarah with her writing. Because it's the same. A lot of people say the same thing about the Throne of Glass series. Like the first couple of books are slow, but it
they're
picks
building.
up. Yeah,
but I did not hate any. Like I loved it from the start. Like there was no
so did I.
Not like this book. It did take me a little while, but I still enjoyed it. But Throne, it was like instantly. I was like, yes, let's go. Like I was into it.
And it was the same case for me and Joe. We'll see how you feel about it when we get to those. But it was the same way for me. But like that's just a Sarah thing. I feel like yes. Like, some people just can't handle that slow build, and that's totally fine. But the last bit of the book...
Yeah, the last 100 pages.
Every fucking time.
It doesn't matter which book it is. It's always the last 100 pages from Sarah.
You will almost have a heart attack. Do not drink an energy drink. You won't need it.
But we love it. We keep coming back. We keep coming back for more.
We do.
Like, I
think every reader is a masochist.
Duh.
I literally can't wait for Joe to read book 2 because it is like the complete opposite of book 1. Like we are, you just like you don't like. So when you said you knew, like that Farah died, you know, and she became a fairy, you didn't know how. So now you know.
Yeah.
And then you kind of know about Rhys, but you don't know
not a whole
like
lot.
a whole lot. So it's like, you know, book 2
I'm so excited for book 2.
You can't see us, but me and Steph are like, yes. Can't wait. Like, I'm literally gonna go grab it off the bookshelf after this. I love it so
my
much.
Kindle is primed and ready.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad you liked it. It definitely, like, this is, like, the tamest book of the series. Like, it's just...
Oh, yeah, we definitely get more smut.
Yeah.
That's the point of the podcast.
We do get to the smut, okay? Don't worry. We're gonna get there. It's a slow burn, I'd say.
Well, yeah, given
this first book, but from
here
on
the
out.
Second book, I mean, I don't know. It does take a while in the second book. I don't know what, you know. We're you know, the second book. We can't say anything because we don't want to give anything away because there's a lot of stuff going on in book 2. Like
so much, and like
we meet a lot of people.
Kind of like morph into one book for me, so I'm actually really excited to do a reread. Just so I can differentiate the books a little bit better.
Yeah, book 2 and 3, like I do get them mixed up. Like I know how book 2 ends, like going into book 3, but there's a lot of stuff going on.
Listen,
and then
I can't remember how book 2 ends because it's all crazy.
Yeah,
I know how book 3 ends.
Yeah, and book 4 is kind of like a, you know, nice little like break book.
Yeah, book 4 is the palate cleanser.
Yeah, we palate cleanse into book 5. And, you know, we're still waiting for Sarah. You know, we just passed by the 10-year mark of ACOTAR, and we're like, Sarah, can we just get a date? Just a date.
Yeah.
I just want a date
even
for book
if
6.
it's 2 years from now, if you could just
give
us the date.
And I just don't know.
Give me a date.
because Throne of Glass is done. But, like, Crescent City, I don't know if that's done. Like, I don't know if that series...
Crescent City's done.
But because of
but
overlapping
that book came
things...
out last year.
Yeah, because of overlapping, like, there's, you know, some overlapping between this series and that series that it's like, is she...
Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Trying to, like, you know... I want an ACOTAR book before I get another Crescent City book. Like...
We better get an ACOTAR book before we get a Crescent City book.
Like, when did Silver Flame come out? Like, how long has it been?
Let me see.
But though, I guess,
people
are
saying based on how she's released books that the the 6th book won't come out till either late this year, like December, or early 2026.
I feel like she would have announced it if it was this year.
So,
it's probably going to be next year.
February of 2021 is when Silver Flames came out.
Okay, and then last year, 2024, we got the third Crescent City.
Crescent City. So, I would think 2026, but...
Yeah, next year feels like a... But it's like, that is like, gonna... Whatever she releases is gonna be my most anticipated, like, bring it.
Oh, yeah.
Most anticipated. I will reread these probably again. But hopefully by then we will have read through everything. Like, we'll get through...
Oh, yeah, we should...
Throne of Glass and Crescent City. Because you have to. Oh,
yeah, we should definitely be through all of it by then, in which case then I'll just go back and listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh yeah, let's just, like, recap. That's what's gonna be great, because we can, like, reshare these episodes and be like, you don't need to just, like, follow back with us as we, like, go through it all over again.
We are doing a service to the people.
We are. You're welcome. You are welcome. Yeah. I really am so excited to get in book 2. I have a big smile on my face. I cannot wait. Like, I can't, like, this was a good book, but I literally cannot wait for Joe to start reading book 2. Like, I hope you have book 2 on standby.
I do. I bought the first 3, so...
Okay.
I think I just went ahead and just bought all 5 of them on my Kindle, like, at once when we decided we were doing this.
I've had that on mine, but I was like... It's gonna be so good.
Because I did the audios the first time through on the Libby app, so I didn't have them. So I was like, I'll just buy the Kindle, and I'll get my trophies eventually.
Yeah. The audiobooks are good though, right? I've never listened to them. Yeah.
Yeah, and like I did the regular audio. Everybody swears by like the graphic audios, and I'm like, I feel like I've never listened to a graphic audio. I feel like that's gonna be way too much for me.
Like too intense. Like I just need you to read the book.
Too much stimulation. No, just give me the book.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the difference is, but like I've listened to just a couple audiobooks like when I'm cleaning and just, you know, want to read, but I got stuff to do.
Yeah, like
nice,
I used to listen like when I did these, I was working an office, like I work an office job now, but I was working a different type of office job where I could listen to books and podcasts and music all day long because I didn't interact with anybody.
You weren't answering the phone and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so I had that flexibility to just, and that's why I blew through them so quick, because I listened to them all day at work. I'd be sitting there at my desk typing and processing stuff and crying. Like,
yeah.
And like my friend Eric would look over at me, he's like, "Are you good?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it, I'm fine."
I just read Kingdom of That. No. Oh my god, I could not listen to those. Oh my god.
I did not listen to those. I don't think I could handle that. I read those. I read the hard copies. My sister had them. I have my own set now. It's still wrapped in plastic, so I'll have to bust those out when we do the reread. But
I'm still on the hunt for like originals of those like books. I want. Like,
so I have the black covers. Set.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the black set. My sister has not the originals, but she has like the colored set.
Yeah, that's the one I have. They're all like paperback.
Yeah, like I have they're paperbacks, but I did get the box set from the TikTok shop.
The TikTok, they're like black, and then they have like the different colors on the spines, right? Like
Well, no,
the
mine
titles.
don't have any colors on the spine.
No colors, just all black. Well,
No
did you
colors, just
see the ACOTAR? They had all black come out.
Those are the new ones.
And people have been like kind of so about them. Like
people have been mad about them. I know those are the ones I'm gonna end up getting when I do buy them.
Because I've been writing in my like these versions that I have, like, and tabbing, so I feel like I need to get like another version that are untouched, just up on the bookshelf, not breathed on.
for display purposes only.
I know. They're all my little trophies.
Yes.
I want to do that little thing where it's like, you know, you have it on the Kindle and then you're like, but I bought the real one. You bought the book.
Well,
too.
It's like I didn't have a Kindle until just a couple of months ago. I finally splurged and treated myself and got a Kindle and got Kindle Unlimited. And honestly, it has really made a difference because it's a lot easier to carry the Kindle around, and it's a lot more accessible to get titles that like the ones that, especially for independent authors and stuff that I see all over my FYP all the time. I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. Oh, it's on Kindle Unlimited. Perfect. Let me just add that to my library.
Bookstore to find these, like, not every bookstore has these titles.
And it's so much cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, I read 157 books last year. Like, if we just, like, I'm not good at math, but that's a lot of money. If I had bought all those. That's a lot of
money and a lot of books.
Physical books. Like, to me, if I really love the book and I read it on my Kindle, whether I bought the Kindle version, if it wasn't on Kindle Unlimited, I will buy the actual book to put on my bookshelf.
My goal is to have a personal library, which is 1,000 books. So, like, I'm gonna buy every book that I can.
Yeah. I just buy the ones that I really are either pretty. They have like pretty like edge, you know, sprayed edges.
I do have the special edition. I do have the special edition of Lights Out. I will admit to that.
I don't have that one, but I think I have the caught up one. I don't remember. Honestly, don't remember what I've ordered. Not ordered.
Well, because I did Lights Out as an audio.
Because
I heard so many great things about it. It's so good as an audio.
I'm probably gonna listen to it for the reread.
Oh my goodness.
Bless you. I'm gonna do it for the reread. I'm gonna listen to it instead of like reading it, I think.
Oh yeah. Listen to it if you can, because it is on Spotify. It's so funny. Like, the book is hilarious.
I love it.
And like the narrators are just top tier. Like, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and then I was talking about this on the live earlier, that there's like controversy because Teddy Hamilton is narrating the second book, and I'm like people are gonna like
there is a lot of controversy over Teddy Hamilton in the community. I don't know all the ins and outs because I don't have time for drama.
But they're like they're gonna boycott her second book.
I'm not gonna boycott her second book. I may not listen to the audio. I probably won't. I'll probably just get the ebook.
I'll read it.
I don't have time for audiobooks at this point, but I'm still gonna read the book. Like, you can still support the author without supporting the audiobook.
Like, I already bought the book, like, and it's gonna come, and I'm gonna read it. Like, but it's like people are like, if you don't want to listen to it, don't listen to it.
Yeah, that's, I mean, and that's just the thing in life. Like, if you don't like something, scroll on.
Right, and like people were apparently leaving like shitty comment, and it's like, you know what? If you don't have anything nice to say,
threads a lot that people are coming after authors for narrators, and it's like, don't come after the author. Like,
they didn't technically choose the narrator.
Have no authority. Who's narrating the book?
Do they have a say unless they really want to have a say? Like, I don't know how that works. I don't know the process in that.
Yeah, like, I honestly don't know how much control authors have over who narrates their book.
Yeah, like,
so, like, you don't know the whole situation.
But like, with TikTok, people get so crazy, and then it's like wildfire, where like then people just jump on the bandwagon where they don't know the information. They're just like,
they don't do the independent research.
Like everything
and
in
just
life.
hop on a bandwagon about stuff, and it's like, okay, you're definitely, I'm gonna say something that's a hot take, you're a sheep if you're not
Yeah.
doing your own research to form your own independent opinions.
Yeah. We're all about the
And
opinions.
that's all I'm gonna say about it.
Yeah.
Please don't hate me. We need this
love
podcast to
you.
support our
Yeah.
merch buying habit.
Oh my god. And we're just gonna talk about DLC for a hot take minute.
Yeah, so how much merch did y'all buy?
Joe's gonna
For
buy
those
hers
of you
this
who
week,
don't
right?
know,
Oh yeah, if you don't know.
if you don't know, so DLC, Disgraceful Lifestyle Co. That is actually the community that the three of us met in. You can follow Taste My Disgrace on TikTok. Yes, I'm gonna give him a free plug.
We will.
It's fine. Disgraceful Lifestyle Co. on TikTok,
He'll be
Instagram, all the
thrilled.
things.
All the things.
I
That's how we
certainly
met.
hope he's thrilled.
Yeah.
That's how we met. That's how we became friends. That's how we decided, hey, let's do a podcast. So we definitely have to give him some credit for sure.
Yes.
Biker down in Louisiana, there is merch. As of the drop of the first episode, this is the 4th episode, so by the time this drops, we might be looking at drop 3, or technically, I guess drop 4 if the Rider Collection was drop 3. Keep an eye. There's a Discord. There's the TikTok community. It's a bunch of great people doing great things in their lives, and there's merch. So keep an eye out for all of that. I personally have spent way too much money on all of the merch the last couple of weeks. I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah. The writers just happened yesterday as of this episode.
My bank account hates me right now.
Coming. Okay, that's what I say. And then,
every time I click on that website, my phone's like, bitch, no.
I know. Mine's gonna cry on Tuesday.
And then we have so Maddie dropped his subscription, so we subscribe. And then Wolfie just dropped his, and we're Cubs. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, Maddie needs to come up with a name for our sub name. Although we don't have a sub name for Dad really either.
Yeah.
But the badge just says Duke, but
we'll have Wolfie as a future guest because he had a live the other night. Was that last week that he read for? He's reading Fourth Wing. And his
Wolfie does also enjoy the smutty books, so we will have him on the podcast.
Yeah, maybe we should have both of them because Caffeine Queen is on the third book.
She is. We can have them on. I know she's been reading Fourth Wing and stuff too. So
yeah, I think she's on the third book. He said.
Okay.
She's not done yet.
Yeah, so we can definitely have them on the podcast for sure.
Joe needs to read the books, right? That's the problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Joe. You can't see me, people, but I'm pointing at Joe. It's on the list. We know.
It is on our list. And if you have suggestions for our list, also, you can email us smutandsass@gmail.com. You can send us your thoughts, your opinions, and your recommendations for books you think we should read, things we may have read, have not read, whatever. Send us your recommendations. We'll add them to the list.
We also have a story graph, so when that pops up, you can also throw them in there.
Yes, you can toss them on Storygraph, and we can work on getting that up to date on what we're doing so you can read along with us.
Yeah, we're on all the things. All of them.
We are on TikTok, we are on Instagram, we are on Threads, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube. You can find us pretty much anywhere. So you should definitely do that. For all the updates behind the scenes, whatever we decide to put out there. We're doing our best. We all have full-time jobs and lives and stuff, so we're trying. We're doing our best to get things together for y'all. Be patient with us.
Be patient. Yeah, we're in the Sarah J. Maas universe for right now. We're trying. I think we're gonna try to stick with those, and then we'll see.
Roll through Sarah and then move on to some other stuff for sure.
Yeah. But it's fun. Yeah, we'll have to get ones where it's none of us have read the book, so we can get complete.
We should definitely be able to accomplish that.
Yeah, because that'll be fun. Because right now it's trying to hold my tongue. I can't say anything.
It's oh yeah, this part's important for 4 books from now.
Yeah. So and I'm sure people who, are listening to this and have also read it before, they're like, oh yeah, so I'm trying to like point out things for down the line for other reasons, because you don't realize the foreshadowing, like, you're like, oh,
because
yeah, okay.
Yeah, because that's the thing with Sarah. It's like she leaves these little nuggets that you don't realize are nuggets until the end of something else. And it's like, oh, fuck.
You're like, oh,
that actually was really important.
Yeah, like you just don't realize it. And she's really, like, she's so good. And maybe
she's
that's
so good at it.
Why,
And,
like, she can have as much time as she wants, but I just want a date. Like, even if it's a year from now, just give us a date.
It's like she really, I think the best example of that is Throne of Glass with Kingdom of Ash and Empire Storm. The way everything came together the way that it did. And, you'll see that when we get there, but that's just like,
that is my, like,
masterful
favorite fantasy. I've said it before. It is my favorite fantasy book.
And I don't care what Ash says. I'm gonna die on that fucking hill.
Die on it, Mom. Thanks.
Well, we can ask her about
Sorry,
that.
Mom.
When
I
she's
love
on the
you.
show.
Yeah, we're gonna have her. We love you, Mom. Shout out to Mom.
Shout out. Mom will also be on the podcast, not for Throne of Glass, because she'll probably kill me.
We're just gonna.
I will happily sit in the corner and referee that fight. Just an FYI.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a fight. It's not a fight. I have accepted the fact that she quit before the most important part of
Which
the
book
series.
did she stop at? Tell me.
She didn't. She stopped for Kingdom of Ash.
So she read all of them except Kingdom of Ash. Mom, this is a message for Mom.
I'm not a part of this. I'm not.
This is my wifey we're talking about. I cannot believe that you did not read Kingdom of Ash.
I have gotten yelled at about this so many times.
I will not have an opinion until I read said book. So
you'll have an opinion when you read Kingdom of Ash.
I'm in the neutral zone right now.
I need to know. I need to message her as soon as we're done. Be like, tell me the legitimate reason.
I would do that if I were you.
She's gonna say you're gonna get a name change. Just an FYI. You're gonna get a name change. I don't want a
name change. Why would you stop?
In both servers, you'll get one.
I wonder if it's because maybe she read Empire Storms.
Don't
and
justify
she read
it. Just let it happen.
Tower of Dawn.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, whatever. But how did she not want to know what's gonna happen? Was she so upset after Empire Storm? Maybe. Because that is a brutal book.
It didn't, for whatever reason, it didn't catch her and she quit. And I'm just like, ma'am, you stopped at the worst possible place. I would have, I could almost justify it if she quit after like Heir of Fire.
I was going to say, like, the first couple books, like 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, if she would have quit like 1, 2, 3, I could almost understand it. I mean, because once you hit Heir of Fire, it fucking takes off.
You're like,
but
yes. You're like, let's go.
But the fact that you got that far and you had one book left, and that's when you quit.
I love
Listen,
you, Mom,
me and Megan have had a lot of conversations about this.
Okay.
So
I was not aware of the situation.
Yeah. Oh, you know why? Because we talk about it the most when we're on live during the day when you're at work.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
That's where it comes up. I'll add you to. I have a little mini group chat of Throne of Glass Love. That's Polar Bear, Nate, me, and Megan. I'll add you to it.
Okay, Throne of Glass lovers. Okay, yep.
And we'll we can throw shade at Mom. I literally
paused my Throne of Glass reread when we started discussing the pod. The pod. Sorry, my husband's knocking on the door. We started the podcast. I literally am at like Empire Storms is my next book, and I cannot wait to read it. Like, but it's gonna go on the back burner, because now I'm in Court of Thorn and Roses land right now. But I cannot wait.
Thanks for listening to Smut and Sass. If you like what you hear, be sure to follow us at Smut and Sass on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe to Smut and Sass on YouTube. You can also send us questions, comments, and book recommendations you think we should read to smutandsass@gmail.com. And remember, keep the smut spicy and don't be afraid to be sassy. Bye!